If you like your cars to be sleek and slender, then this aerodynamic estate could be the answer to your prayers. Welcome to the Driver Reviews channel. I'm Vicki Butler-Henderson, and today we are looking at a variant of Audi's most aerodynamic car, the A6 e-tron, the electric executive machine. This, though, isn't quite the super slippery 5-door sportback that can do 460 miles plus, but this is the bigger booted sibling, the Avant. There are 3 powertrains. This is in the middle, called the performance model. It can still do 437 miles between plug-ins, and prices start at around £64,000 through to about £100,000. We measure how well something slices through the air by using a drag coefficient figure. The figure for this car is 0.24. The Audi Sportback is better at 0.21, but both are beaten by the current aero leader, the Mercedes-Benz EQS Saloon. If, like me, you are curious to know what has the ultimate drag coefficient figure, then it is an Albatross with 0.02. Back to this non-feathered machine, and its air-splitting talents are boosted by this new front grille with slim digital daytime running lights on the top and main matrix LEDs underneath, and air gaps on each side. Then there are flush door handles that don't move. The release mechanism is within them. There's body contouring along each side and, controversially, new virtual mirrors at each door. Now, I say controversially because, well, traditional mirrors work just fine. These are actually cameras, and you look at what they capture via a screen inside. I appreciate these are slightly more aerodynamic, and they are a near £1,500 option on most models, so you don't have to have them. But let us know your thoughts about them. We would love to hear from you. Is it a yes? Is it a no? The roofline is more coupe than luggage loader, and there are 8 colours to choose from. This is plasma blue with a near £800 metallic finish, and it has a black styling package and Audi rings in anthracite grey. Also round the back are OLEDs. They are organic light-emitting diodes made from flexible material which have faster response times than LEDs. There's a full-width light bar. The rings illuminate, and there's special lighting when you walk up to or leave the car. Now, this is perhaps the reason why people buy an estate: the more practical boot. When the seats are upright, there's no space gain over the Sportback. Both offer 502 litres. There's a maximum of 1,422 litres, which is an extra 92 litres over the Sportback, and the seats fold easily via these flaps. There's also this lovely detail of a movable floor, which goes into a lower slot to smooth the gap here. Nice touch. And you're spoilt for choice when it comes to parcel shelves. 2 of them, but they seem a little bit over-engineered because they are here more for privacy than for practicality. Both can be removed though, but where you put them with a car full of people and luggage, I haven't quite worked out yet. BMW's i5 touring rival has more space, up to 278 litres, which is the equivalent of 3 large suitcases, and that might be crucial to you. There are a good amount of hooks, straps and nets, but no power sources back here, and there is an extra 27 litres in the frunk, which is best filled with the hefty cables that you should probably always carry with you. There are 2 charging points outside and with upmarket powered flaps. Plug in to a fast charger and you can get up to 80% full in 21 minutes. Now, an estate car that can tow is an essential combination, and this can pull 2,100 kilograms, which is 600 more than its BMW rival. The entry-level A6 model can sit on 20-inch alloys, but this one has 21-inch black metallic wheels. They are wrapped in Michelin Pilot Sport EV tyres, which have been developed in collaboration with Audi, as denoted by the AO marking on the sidewall. Michelin says the tyre provides confident handling even at high speed and has good wet grip for safety performance when new and worn. The Pilot Sport EV has achieved a rating of 4.6 out of 5 stars on DriverReviews. The dash has been designed with a mix of soft touch sections, glossy finishes and matte brushed aluminium. And the sports seats are covered with similarly stitched material, and it all looks great. Audi is proud of this car's high levels of equipment and user-friendly technology. So let's see if it's all idiot-proof as well. First things first, the steering column. You have to move it via this lever manually, which isn't quite in keeping with the high-tech ethos to start with. But all shapes and sizes can get a great driving position with its manoeuvrability and the extra support you get behind the knee. Again, pulled manually. This curved panoramic display is a one-piece and it's divided between a virtual cockpit ahead of the driver and a touch screen. And yes, the touch element is user-friendly with a reassuring clicking sound to let you know you've connected. The front passenger can get involved with their own touchscreen and control the infotainment and navigation, which can be a blessing or a curse, depending on your passenger. There is so much tech with the latest gen Audi driving assistance systems to warn you of every imminent danger that you'll wonder how you got into the car without having a collision. When the scrolling gets too much on the move, you need to ask for some help.
Yes, what can I do for you?
Can you make the brightness of my head-up display brighter?
OK, I'll set the brightness to 70%.
The head-up display is optional and it's quite funky in this car because when you go from, say, a 20-mile-an-hour zone into a 30, the 30 speed limit looms ahead with the pizzazz of a game show. Other notables in here are sturdy two-tiered door panels, though the plastic bottom section doesn't share the opulence of the top one, which is a shame. There is a special phone wireless charging compartment and one of the longest centre cubbies I've ever seen. And then up above there's the panoramic roof, a £2,375 option that goes opaque at the touch of a button. In the back there is no denying that this is a quality interior on the whole. The back of these seats are curved for extra leg and knee room, which is a nice touch. And there are hooks for jackets and clothes hangers that make me feel that this is a car with a strong eye on the working world, ferrying people between meetings. But if you're looking at this for a family, then I have to let you know that no child will willingly want to sit in this middle seat because it is raised and not as welcoming as the outer two. But they will get control of the air vents and heated outer seats, which could fuel some mischief to compensate. Pull the armrest down though, couple of cup holders, and there is a great amount of space. A 6-footer could sit comfortably behind a 6-foot driver. Whatever car you drive, the only thing connecting you to the road or the track are the tiny contact patches on your tyres. So it is crucial to find the right set. But searching for them can be stressful and confusing. If you need help choosing new tyres for your car, then go to DriverReviews.com, where you will see thousands of reviews of all the top brands written by drivers just like you. Also, check out the winners of our latest Customer Choice Awards. Just before you settle down and watch the Audi on the road, please press like and subscribe so that you're notified each time we post something new. This car is built on a platform that was a joint venture with Porsche, which is Audi's sister brand. It's been given the initials PPE, which doesn't relate in any way to the protective COVID coverings, but actually stands for Premium Platform Electric. Just so that you know when that comes up in the pub quiz. The other car that shares this platform is the Porsche Macan. And if you would like to see our review of that electric SUV, then please do so via the link. This Avant has the largest battery in the lineup with a 100 kilowatt hour unit, which is the same size that you'll find in a Macan and a Tesla Model S. But this car manages to get at least 50 more miles between charges. 437 is the official combined number for this estate, and that puts it into a small but growing group of cars with a potentially game-changing range. I think that anything that starts to go over 400 gets my attention. Bury the throttle and you'll eat through those miles faster than the speed increases, but you'll have fun along the way. Top speed is limited to 130 miles an hour to help preserve the range as much as possible, and 0 to 62 happens in an energy zapping but impressive 5.4 seconds. There is a super duper performance range topper, the A6 e-tron, which will do that in under 4 seconds. There's 380 horsepower and 565 newton meters of torque that join forces. There's one electric motor on the rear axle to make this car into a rear-wheel drive machine. However, even if you turn the traction control off, you can't really slide the back end like you can in, for example, a Porsche Taycan. And that's because the safety computers here say no. And that sums up the handling characteristics of this car. It's got very prim and proper manners, and it's so composed and it feels as well put together as a Savile Row suit with a particularly trim cut. This is no lumbering luggage carrier. The cornering control is nice and tight, and yet the suspension is supple enough to give you a decent ride, and I think this car lends itself well to long distance comfort. The steering deserves an honourable mention, despite it not being totally round, which is how a steering wheel should be, in my opinion. But it is wonderfully and refreshingly thin rimmed, and once you start pushing it on a country road, the precision is great. These wheel-mounted paddles help tweak the regenerative braking and slow the car without you having to put your foot off the throttle and onto the brake itself. But for the full stopping experience and making use of those lovely red calipers, then the system can come to an abrupt stop, particularly if you put it into the B mode, and you can take your foot off the throttle and come to a full-on stop without ever having to press the brake pedal. When you need to look back through the car for parking or reversing stuff, then the proportions look more like a coupe than they do an estate. It is a really clever design and a trick of the eye. And I have to tell you, you will be looking through the car a lot and over your shoulders because, well, if you're like me, I just don't trust these cameras, which I know sounds so ridiculous to say, but they reduce my peripheral vision. And also it's difficult to judge depth and distances when you're moving into flowing traffic. So, as you can tell, I'm not a fan. On we go. There are a variety of driving modes. You have got individual, dynamic, comfort and efficiency. I'm going straight for dynamic because that is my default setting, and it should be a default setting on every car. It may not have the biggest boot, but it does have the longest electric range for an estate. Its fit and finish is so good, its road manners are so polite that its biggest worry is that it will leave a similar impression on you as it does on the air. Very little. Thank you so much for watching Driver Reviews today. Please let us know your thoughts about the A6 Avant e-tron in the comments section, and please press like and subscribe so you're notified each time we post something new.